What is the most overlooked maritime exposure in the oil and gas industry, and what can be the consequences of overlooking it? If I had to narrow the risk down to one that fits that category, I would think it's claims under the Longshore and Harbor Workers' Compensation Act. And the danger frequently comes into play with companies that don't always work around water. An example would be a construction company that does land-based work, but yet it gets a job near a river or a lake or some other body of water, causing its workers to impact navigable water, either on barges, on vessels, on platforms, or otherwise. And if someone is injured, especially if someone is seriously injured in the course of working on such a job, and they're found to be covered by the Longshore Act, it's extremely important to have the proper insurance coverage for that exposure. The consequences can be catastrophic for not having the appropriate coverage under the Longshore Act. In fact, the coverage has to be registered with the Secretary of Labor in order to be valid coverage under the Longshore Act. So what happens if that company has an employee that's injured, makes a longshore claim, and that person is found to be a longshoreman under the Act, but there's no insurance coverage? Then that employee has the right to file a tort action against the employer, and the employer is stripped of common law defenses that you would typically find in a stateside civil lawsuit, so that contributory negligence is not available, comparative negligence is not available, and pretty much it becomes a question of damages, how much, if that situation arises.